Hey guys, now we all know that since anvils were implanted in the game, they cannot be pushed by a piston. It's almost like with the bedrock and obsidian, but you see, I've found a way that they can be pushed with a piston. Now it's a bug error, so please remember that if it doesn't work right away, don't dislike the video. You're gonna have to hold on. So here's basically a little setup I put here to demonstrate that you cannot push a piston with an anvil. And by the way, please excuse the lag. It's just going to happen because I'm trying out a new program instead of what I usually use. So once again, press it, and you realize it won't move. So now I'm going to get right ahead here to our first example of how it can be pushed. Okay guys, now here's our first example. Now if there's a lag spike when the sand falls, please understand that. Now this is basically setting up of how it's done. So I'm going to go over here. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, you can see I've put a little setup here. And basically, for all of you guys who don't know, these are set up as clocks. So they're very fast, very rapid. Now you can see over here, I have a very basic redstone clock. And over here, I have a little bit more of a challenged one. So here, let's go ahead here. And let's test this one first. And see if we can push the anvil. And you see, here's the thing you need to consider. It was on top, and now it's over here. It was like this, and now it landed a block in front of it. So now let's try the other side. Once again, you can see. Now I'm going to turn these off because they're kind of annoying. Okay, but you can see now, they were originally on top of these pistons, right here. And now they're a block in front of it. And the only way that could have been done is if they're pushed. And, okay. I'm just making sure that skeleton isn't going to run in here. Because if he does, he could very easily trip some of my pressure plates. But once again, and if you guys couldn't see before, these are the clocks I was talking about. You have very basic clock, and you have a little bit harder of one. So, I guess I'll get straight to example 2 here. Hey guys, now this is my second example of how this can be done. Now for all of you who have been watching my videos, this is my bud switch, my one wide bud switch that I made. That's going to take 2 clicks here, or not. Just a little bit of scattering here. Now this is my bud switch, for all of you guys who don't know. You can see now here's the input. This is my input here, and this is the output. Now you have to remember, if it's not pushed, it's going to land right here. If it is pushed, it's going to land right here. So I'll destroy that. You can see, it originally landed here, but because this is a bug, it moved 1 block further. And this is probably my favorite. I find it the most useful, and it's definitely the most reliable out of all the different ways you can push the anvil. And that can be said, obviously, as this is probably this is a very reliable bud switch, and it's very rapid. Meaning, because that's what you need. Basically, to do this, you need a very rapid pulse of redstone to push the anvil instead of just having it drop. So I guess I'll get. Hey guys, now this is my third example of how to push an anvil to piston. Now this is definitely the most buggy, so please excuse when it doesn't work right away. Don't just leave the video. Okay, one more. Yes, I know this is a very old design, so please don't hate it. Okay, this is my bud switch again, but this is using it with the door. Now, a lot of times though, the door will actually break the anvil, so please excuse it. And I may have to cut the video until I get one right. So you open the door, and you get hit with an anvil. So imagine I was standing right there. I would have been nailed with the anvil. And it does break a little bit, so if anyone actually came to use it, it'd also be pretty defective. So yeah, this is a very good one. And if you're asking how I stack these anvils, all I did is I put a block behind it. Put a stack of blocks behind it. In fact, I used iron blocks, and I just placed the anvils there. Now we have probably the most complex and by far the most buggy. We have a mob trap. Now, obviously, you can connect this to a mob spawner, but for the sake of space, so to speak, I just connected to a dispenser. And now what's going to happen basically is, when I press this button, a mob is going to spawn, and then there's going to be a very rapid pulse. In fact, I have a monostable circuit up there. I'll fly up there in a little later. and that'll send the anvil flying towards them. A lot of times though, what happens is it doesn't go all the way. The block, I guess the anvil doesn't completely make it, so it'll break, but let's see. There we go. Yes, I'm very surprised that worked right away. But see, now the zombie was pretty much crushed, and he didn't have much of a chance. So let's see if we can do it again. Yep, and there's a zombie pigman. I just put random mobs in the dispenser, so please excuse that. See, one more time. Are we that lucky? Yep. Once again. Now, I guess I'll get to the monostable circuit here in a bit. So, okay guys, now here's the monostable circuit I was talking about before. And basically what this does is, I have a torch tower here, and when power enters it, it's actually broken down and sent in a rapid pulse to this piston. And the entire stack of anvils then fall and are pushed very rapidly, like the clocks. They're actually the same. It's the same exact idea. And the reason why I had to do this was, this is coming off a button, and as of the 1.4.5 update, buttons now have a longer pulse rate. So when you press them, have you noticed how they push in? They don't come back out. So that's what I really had to do here. And that's how I pretty much did the mob dispenser. So I guess I just hope you guys liked this video. It was hard to set up, and the lag, please excuse once again, is because of all the mob spawning and all the pistons. So, thanks for watching.